Otakus and geeks where the fans collide. Breaking down the best, taking you for a ride. Tune in, geek out, it's the place to be. Top 10 vibes on the screen, you and me.
Takashi Miike, a director known for his prolific output and electric style, has become a household name in the world of cinema, particularly for those who appreciate the unconventional. With a career spanning over 3 decades and more than 100 films to his name, Miike's work ranges from intensely brutal to bizarrely whimsical, often challenging the boundaries of the genre and narrative that he's playing in. Today at Tacos and Geeks want to count down our choices for the top 10 films of Takashi Miike, showcasing his diversity, his innovation, and why he has such a cult following amongst film enthusiasts worldwide. Whether you are a seasoned Miike aficionado or you're curious about his films, we hope that these choices will have you going, OMG, I have to check this out. So without further ado, let's go into number 10. Number 10, Blade of the Immortal. Adapted from the manga with the same name, Blade of the Immortal is a visually stunning samurai film with supernatural elements. What really brings this film home is the film's choreography and action sequences, which are visually and stunning and impressive. It's really showing Miike's ability to really adapt the manga and trying to bring it to life with his own style and intensity. This wouldn't be the first manga that he actually adapted. Later on, he will adopt Man, which is a very popular anime and manga. Even though it's not on this list, I suggest you check it out just for the wacky, zany diversity style that Miike is able to do. He is a very versatile director. He can go drama, he can go horror, he can do something silly as Man. But with this film, the themes of immorality and redemption are well explored and it adds depth to the action. Definitely worthy of this list at number 10. Now let's go into number 9. Number 9, Lesson of the Evil. Lesson of the Evil is a dark and violent thriller about a charismatic teacher who is secretly a psychopath. So put that into notion because that is heavy in itself. You have someone who's responsible for teaching, responsible around young people, and they're a psychopath. And then you add this director, yeah, you're in for a ride. And what really makes this film really good is the fact that it really dives into the dark recesses of human nature, exploring themes such as manipulation, moral corruption, and terrifying potential of someone who is charismatic that has authority. And what Takashi does with this film is not only making it a chilling atmosphere that's just dark and gritty, and it keeps you on edge from start to finish. It has a very intense narrative. It has a couple of shocking moments, some complex characters, and it is a gripping experience. Just watch it. That's all I gotta say. Is just watch this one. Let's go to number 8. Number 8. Some might say this deserves to be higher on the list, but once you see, for those who have seen a lot of Takashi Miike's films, you'll understand that there are better films out there that deserve a higher spot on this list. So with that being said, number 8 is his first entry into J-horror, which is One Missed Call, and this is one hands down a must watch, not that crappy American version. The original version, Takashi's version, is a must watch. And it does a great job of doing traditional J-horror elements, but it also introduces that fear at the time of certain technologies. So the film really does a great job of exploring the premise of a haunted curse, of a curse. And there's a cursed voicemail that predicts the recent death, the person who's receiving the call, their death. So it's like in certain days you're gonna die. And it dwells into themes of alienation and fearing of the unknown. You follow Yumi, who receives a chilling call from her friends after her friend dies, and it has a timestamp of the future indicating her doom. So it really does a great job of keeping suspense, has beautiful atmosphere with a vengeful spirit with a tragic backstory, and his direction crafts an atmosphere of tension. This is something that he does when it comes to horror. He knows how to keep you on the edge of your seat, literally gripping your chair, raising your blood pressure. And One Missed Call was really showing you that visceral style that he that he's really known for now with other films such as Three Extremes, which is not on this list, unfortunately, but because there's more fucked up shit that he's done that's on this list. So speaking of that, let's go into number 7. Number 7, Gozu. Gozu is a lot. You see how my words just stop throughout this whole thing? It's because the minute I get to the next number, and this is how great of a director he is, a scene will pop up and that just stays with me, and it literally plays a mental image in my head, and I just literally reliving what I saw. Gozu is a fascinating journey. It's a fascinating journey into the bizarre, and that's the best way I could describe this film. Is bizarre. It shows Takashi's signature style of pushing boundaries, and boy does he do it in this one. It follows a Yakuza member tasked to escort his mentor to a disposable site after his mentor's erratic behavior, which raises concerns for the gang. However, things take a strange turn when his mentor suddenly disappears, leading this Yakuza member on a nightmare quest through a bizarre town filled with such memorable characters. And I'm not going to spoil it. You have to watch this. It has dreamlike qualities, some really great visuals, some serious dark humor, and it has an atmosphere that's very, very uneasy. It is an experience. It really is going to challenge your perception, and it leaves a lasting impression on you. As you can hear me just tripping over my words because I'm literally replaying the damn scene in my head. If you've seen this film, you know what scene I'm talking about. Holy S. Let us please, for the love of God, get to number 6. All right, I need a second. Number 6 is Visitor Q, and okay, I have seen a lot of films in my 37 years on this earth, and there have been films that really push the boundaries. There's a lot of films that have really crazy families, and I honestly and I truly believe this to this day. I don't think I have ever seen a family as messed up as the family in Visitor's Q. Holy God. This thing tackles really taboo subjects such as incest and abuse. And the first scene alone is unsettling. It's a sex scene. And it's just, yeah, when you find out who's each other, you're gonna be like, what am I watching? This film, let me just tell you a little bit. It's not a spoiler. Let me just tell you a little bit about the family. All right, the family is chaotic. Their lives are turned upside down when a mysterious stranger called Visitor's Q, who's the title character. You have Koyoshi. He's a failed journalist, but he's obsessed with making a documentary about youth violence. And there's a quote in there that I'm not gonna say. Let's just leave him at that. He's sick in the head. Then you have Keiko, the mom. She's a heroin addict and she's a prostitute. She prostitutes to find her addiction. And she also physically abused her son. So there's that. Then you have Miki, who's also a prostitute and following her mom's footsteps, minus the, oh, did she abuse her brother? I can't remember. And then you have the poor brother who's also just really messed up in the head. And then you have Visitor's Q, who's also has, he's there to help. He's something. This film is raw, challenging, and unforgettable. Really, really, really dark, really twisted, and really focuses on the extreme human behavior and concept of family, if you want to call it that. Let's go to number 5. Good God. Okay, now that Visitor Q is done at number 6, we can get into number 5, which is Dead or Alive. And now I won't be traumatized. Instead, I'll be like, yes, the first action sequence is absolutely badass. The opening sequence alone is badass. A lot of high octane energy that you expect from Takashi's films. he does a hell of a job with this thing, man. And I really love the opening sequence. This is a crime thriller and it is extremely violent. No CGI blood here, folks. And this is what I love about these old films. Now it's old because this was made in 1999. I mean, that's ancient now for today's generation. But I love films with just practical effects, and the fact that this is a revenge slash cat and mouse protection type of film. You have our Yakuza Ruichi. He's a ruthless Yakuza enforcer. And then you have this cop that is really trying to just kind of protect his family. And the film really does escalate on morality and violence in this. And it is really great, especially that ending. It is very visceral, and you definitely have to check this out. It is an unforgettable experience. Definitely worthy of being in his top 5 films for us. So that is said, now let's get into number 4. Number 4, Happiness of the Katakuris. This film combines a lot of genres such as horror, comedy, and, believe it or not, musical elements. And this is one of Miike's most unique films, to say the least. You know, it stars the Katakuris, and they're a family who is running a guest house, and somehow guests keep dying. And that's told through musical numbers and claymation sequences. So, you know, it's Takashi, right? So why not? But he does it in a way that really shows his unique styles and his ability to just be versatile as a director and really bring characters to life just through visuals, storytelling, and it's narratively it's told very, very well. Especially the musical numbers. It has grotesque horror elements as well, and claymation. So you combining 3 things that you will not really expect to be a combination of, but it gives still a unsettling but entertaining experience. And he's able to just take genres, blend them in, and make it his own style. And for that, because it's not only just a good film, but it's the fact that he played with something as unique as a musical and horror and claymation all at once and made it work, is why it's very high on this list. That being said, let's get into number 3. Number 3, 13 Assassins. 13 Assassins is a remake from the classic 1963 film of the same name, and Takashi makes it not only his own, but really brings it to another level when it comes to action. And he really does a great job of blending action with historical drama with some really great characters, and he really shows his versatility as a director. The film's intricate plot that builds to an epic, meticulous, choreographed battle that lasts nearly an hour. Yes, you heard me right. We have an action battle nearly an hour. And this being a film that focuses on that really shows his stunning ways of cinematography. It has some really deep emotional characters, explores themes such as honor, sacrifice, moral complexities of warfare, and it has a really great cast, gripping storylines, some amazing visuals. It's just a standout in samurai cinema in general, and he really cemented himself as one of the best and one of the greats out of Japan with this particular film here. He did not only the original justice, but using his own signature style, while say a little bit tamed from what we're used to seeing from him, because you can tell he had a passion from this, and he did a really great job for this. Hands down, one of his best films. Now let's get into number 2. Number 2 is a killer. Shout out to anyone who understands the Lupe Fiasco reference from a certain mixtape and a certain song, Lupe the Killer, which was a homage title for Ichi the Killer. And Ichi the Killer is unapologetic exploration of violence, psychological depth, and has some really complex characters. This is based off Hideo Yamamoto's manga, and like I told you before, this wouldn't be the only manga adaptation on the list. And this one explores the underbelly of the Yakuza world, and it has some really graphic brutality with some twisted sense of humor and some shocking visuals, to say the least. If anyone knows what scene I am talking about, yeah, I'm talking about that particular scene. And we follow a Yakuza enforcer as he's searching for his missing boss, only to come across paths with Ichi, who is a traumatized, manipulative killer who gets sexual arousal from committing violence. And it's more than just the shocking visuals or the story, the plot. It does have an underlying message of pain, pleasure, and the darker elements of the human psyche. And he does a great job of making sure that this experience is what he's really known for: visceral. This is a unforgettable film, and I'm warning you right now, there are certain scenes in here that are not for the faint of heart. If you know, you know. If you don't know, find a DVD, find a streaming service that has it, or rent it and watch it. Now let's head in to his top film, which we think has made the most impact. Number one, I mean, it was kind of obvious giveaway. It's on the thumbnail, especially with Ichi the Killer was also on the thumbnail, so you kind of had an idea what 1 and 2 were going to be. Audition, to me, his greatest film, and the film that impacted me the most. And this is actually the first film that I did see from Takashi Miike, and it's a must-watch. It is a psychological horror with a dab of that Japanese cinema that you all love. This film follows Aoyama. He's a widower, and he is encouraged by his son to remarry after his wife dies. So in order to find a suitable partner, he organizes a fake audition for a film where he hopes to meet a potential wife. Red flag for this guy, okay? Red flag for this guy. But among the applicants, he is captivated by the beautiful Asami, and the relationship develops. I'm not going to go into more of the plot because that is where this movie really does well. Everybody, when you hear about Audition, everybody talks about the ending, the brutality of the ending, the unforgettable climax. Yes, that is a classic. But for me personally, what makes this work is how much of a slice of life, visceral, this can happen to any man or anybody that's dating. Anybody that's dating can meet an Asami and be like, yo, okay? I am literally, till this day, have a fear of dating the wrong person that might be like this chick, okay? I see red flags. In the minute I see the red flags, I get nervous because all I'm thinking about is, if you know, you know, okay? This film does a great job of building up to the if you know, you know. Okay? It has a great atmosphere, a really unexpected twist. It is building tension until the end. Some really great characterization, stellar performances, great visuals, and like I said, what makes this one hit home is that it can happen to any of us. We have to learn to spot red flags. And then what I love about this film is that Aoyama's friend tried to tell him, yo, I don't know about this one. Maybe you shouldn't, I'm gonna do a little background check, something about her story that adds up. He was blinded by the pie. If you know what I mean by pie, he was blinded by the pie. It's YouTube, so I can't say the word. He was blinded by the pie. And then, Audition is a must watch. If you're gonna watch any film, start off with this one and then watch the other ones that we listed here. Audition is number one for obvious reasons. It's a great film, amazing characters, great storytelling, really, really unsettling, hits you psychologically. It's really sad. She has a really sad backstory, and it does explore the themes of deception, obsession, darker aspects of human nature. It's a standout. Definitely check this one out. This is Justin from otakusgeeks.com. What did you think of our top 10 Takashi Miike films? What is your favorite Takashi Miike film? Comment below, let me know. What did you feel should have been on the list? I know there's other classics on here that he has that we didn't put in, such as Yother Man. There's a whole bunch of films we did not put on here, I know, but these were the ones we personally felt everyone should really check out, that we feel like it's some of his best. Thank you for all your support. If you like what we do here, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Helps out the channel a lot. And keep it locked in on TakusGeeks.com. More top 10 or 10 lists coming soon. Peace.